Okay, and good morning everybody. How are we all doing? I hope we're having a lovely weekend so far. Alright, so today is Saturday the 16th of February 2013, and we are here to review the latest chapter in Smallville Season 11, Haunted, Part 8 actually. I was about to say Part 7. Part 8, Chapter 34 overall. Okay, and here we are. We're back with Lex again. This time he's found out that that his equipment that he uses to get into Tess's mind has been stolen. He thinks it was done by someone else, but it's actually done by Oliver. Well, he kind of almost thought it was himself in a way, that it was Tess inside his head that made him do it. But she says, "Don't look at me. Look, you tie yourself to the bed now. Remember?" And then he realizes, it was actually Oliver, because if you remember, I think it was couple of chapters ago where Lois was infiltrating LexCorp, she finds that Oliver had left a note in Lex's office, and it was after he had taken the machine to be used on Chloe, for her to enter Chloe from Earth 2's mind to find out what had exactly happened on that parallel universe kind of thing. And speaking of said parallel universe, we revisit Earth 2, and we're with Earth 2's equivalent of Oliver and Chloe. And I actually forgot that Lois and Oliver are actually a couple on Earth 2, given that Clark Luthor is the bad guy, aka Ultraman. So I completely forgot that it was in fact Lois and Oliver who were a couple, because obviously when we visited Earth 2 in season 10, that was when it became apparent that they were together. So anyway, the pair of them are having a lovely little conversation, but it seems that they're a lot closer than it appears. That's all I'm going to say on that. And at first I wasn't surprised. Well, I was surprised to learn that Chloe and Oliver together on Earth 2 as well. I was like, it's a bit strange. But then I realised, oh no, it's actually Oliver and Lois. But then, as I say, something's not right between those two on Earth 2 there. We're back on Earth 1 as well, and Oliver and Chloe of Earth 1 in the penthouse, and at the same time we are seeing the effects of the conversation after Jay Garrick told both Impulse and Superman that in order for the Black Racer to stop chasing after Bart has to die. Superman's thinking, well, there's got to be another way to stop all this without Bart having to be dead, kind of thing. And then Superman and Jay are both discussing how being part of the Speed Force wasn't the choice of Bart, and Jay was like, well, none of us speedsters chose it either, but unfortunately, as he says here, once the lightning hits you, your life ain't your own anymore. So pretty much as soon as you become a speedster, your life belongs to the Speed Force, and this Black Racer is going to hunt you down until you decide to actually stop running altogether. As I say, that's why Jay no longer runs, because he's pretty much had enough of being chased by the Black Racer. So all this is occurring whilst in Las Vegas people are dying because of this Black Racer. He is literally killing people at a very fast rate, that unless Superman and Impulse do something, a lot of people's life will be in danger. And even Bart has a pop at Jay for not closing the circle, because Jay says that, Bart asks how many speedsters are there. Jay can't really give much of a specific number, but he says he's not the first and Bart won't be the last. So the conflict is there between Jay and Bart, as you can tell. Superman's having to act as the mediator between the pair of them to make sure that Jay is saying that their gift, well, having the Speed Force, their abilities is a curse because of the Speed Force and the Black Racer, where Superman sees it that it can actually be a blessing if you don't let the power own you. And I think that in some sense is what they're letting the Speed Force do to them, is that they're allowing the Speed Force to take over them rather than them take over the Speed Force. It can become overwhelming, we know that Barry Allen has been a victim of the Speed Force in the past, and it can become to the point of where they're not sure how they can actually take over or take hold of the Speed Force. It can become overwhelming, that it gets to the point of where you either stop running altogether, or the Speed Force will make you stop running, kind of thing, if you know what I mean. So Watchtower eventually gets in touch with Superman, and they basically say, look, you've got to get yourself down to Las Vegas, because there is a massive crisis occurring there. And there's a bit here where Bart's about to go run into Vegas. Superman literally just stops him. It's awesome. He just literally stops him in his tracks, saying, whoa, not so fast, buddy. And there's a bit where Bart goes, don't make me vibrate through you. Stretch. And I'm thinking, are we quite interesting to see Bart super vibrating through Superman? That'd be quite something. But then Emil comes to Superman's help, because if you remember, as I keep going back to, in Guardian, where Lex put some sort of radioactive isotope on Superman, so that he can monitor his locations and where his whereabouts. Emil has come up with a solution that, even though Superman could just easily fly into the sun and try and eradicate this radiation, it could cause something else. It could absorb the sun's solar radiation to such a degree. Well, if you've read All Star Superman, you know exactly what I mean. To the point of where he's actually modified this suit to the point of where it can actually collect energy as opposed to solar radiation. So the suit drops down, and let's just say it is a sexy looking suit. It is pretty sweet, and it just ends with Superman arriving in Las Vegas, basically saying time for round 2. And that's all I'm going to say on that, because wow, it looks like there's going to be some serious chapter next week shaping up there. So brilliant, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, as I say, overall it's doing really well. I think everyone is definitely enjoying the Smallville run, and the success that it has had so far. And we're almost at the year, in its first year. This is its first year as a digital comic. So the first year is almost up. It'll be around, I think, about April time, because obviously it was the first digital chapter was released in May. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the first year wraps up, where we go from there. I know that a new side story called Argo is in the works as well. Brian Miller has spoken about that, and also I've forgotten what is after Effigy. No, not Effigy. After Effigy is Argo, isn't it? And I'm trying to figure out what's after Haunted. I've completely forgotten what's after Haunted anyway. But yeah, it's definitely shaping up to be something awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we've got left from now until April time, and then yeah, we'll see what occurs from there. But anyway, that's all from me. Thank you all for watching, and I shall see you all very soon. Bye.